Well, hello there. Lenord Robinson here again with another drawing lesson, another drawing opportunity. I thought what I would do tonight was to do a sample from one of my favorite artists, Mr. Chris Sanders. This is one of his sketchbooks. Chris Sanders was an artist that I met years ago at Marvel Marvel Animation Studios. And Chris is a tremendously talented young fella. I say young fella, he's really my age or thereabouts, maybe just a bit younger than me. But you know Chris Sanders from Lilo and Stitch. He created the Lilo and Stitch. He and Dean Dubois created the Lilo and Stitch movie that, of course, was hugely popular. And Chris, of course, went on to he was a director on that show, and also has been a director on many other shows. Very, very talented person and a great guy. Anyway, I'm going to be using some of his artwork today, and I'm just going to be drawing from it. And as I have mentioned to you in some previous videos, that one of the things that you can do when you're learning about drawing is to find other artists that you can learn from. And you pick things up from those artists. You pick things up from the way that they draw. You pick things up from their style. And then you can sometimes, they will solve problems that may be problems that you're having. Things about, like for instance, how you might draw hands or feet, or have a character standing certain ways or whatever. So it's really nice to have other artists that you can look at. Also, if you're interested in my own work, this is my book that I did. I didn't do it all by myself. I had lots of help. But this is a sketchbook of some of my work. And if you're interested in getting it, you can contact me through my email and request it. I'll be happy to send you one. And I will even put a personalized drawing to you in the book. It's only $10, and it's got 60 pages, so there's a lot of stuff in here. So you get your money's worth. All right, well, so we'll get started, and here we go. Okay, well, if you recall from the other time we got together, here's a drawing, the last drawing that I did. From that manga book, if you recall. It was the homage to Tadahiro Miura. That was the other day. So now we're going to do one using Chris's book. So I'm going to look through here and find a nice drawing to look at, to draw from. He's got so many. Love his drawings, man. This guy does beautiful drawings. Wow. Just lovely, lovely stuff. So now here's a nice little sketch here. He's done this little tiny little drawing here. So I think I'll take this and I'll use that as my drawing. So I'm gonna outline that. He's got she's a little tiny character here. So I'm gonna kind of pick up on what he's started here. She's got some pretty Zoftic hips here. And I think what I'm going to do, he's got her arm going back, as you can see here. But I think I'm going to bring it out a bit, have it here. And he has this arm coming down here, but I think I'm going to have her arm go up behind her head here. Now he's got a nice hairdo there. But I think what I'm going to do is sweep her hair out. See, I was talking to you the other day about, I try not to literally just do everything just the way the artist does it, but to do little things to change it. Maybe give her a nice big earring here. That could be kind of fun. He's got the big wide eyes on her. So you can see how he's done it there. I'll take a cue from that. Let's see here. The nose is kind of low on her face. I think maybe I'll have her kind of doing a kissing kind of mouth. Maybe change the expression. Now he has her nude here. I think I'm going to, for YouTube guidelines, we'll cover her up a little bit here. And I don't think she has any bottoms on either, so I'm going to give her some bottoms. And we don't want YouTube coming after me here. And I like this little hat on this gal, so I'm going to put it on her. Yeah, then we got a little, I forget what kind of military hat that is. I think that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Let's see, maybe maybe she's got some boots on. Yeah. Yeah, that could be kind of fun. Down here. Yeah. All right, so see, now I just got my lay-in. This is what I would call a lay-in. It's a light drawing that sets up what you're going to do, how you're going to, everything that you want to place on the page, you do it in this lay-in. So now I can kind of come back now and start really nailing down the things I want to nail down. Now I'm using a 6B pencil again. If you remember from the other day, I was telling you that you want to find a pencil to work in that you like, that, really shows off what you want to do. So I like to nail down those eyes. I think for me, the eyes, I want to get the eyes right kind of early on. And I'm using the little paper stump I was telling you about. We use that to put the highlight in the eye, like so. Now he's got here with looks like a little pug nose. I guess that's what that is. I'm changing your expression. And then on the lips, I think I put a little highlight on her lips. When you're drawing a character's mouth, particularly a female, you want to outline the bottom of the lips, and you also want to outline the corner of the mouth. Since the corners of the mouth are really need to have some definition. And you can put a little bit of shading on the cheeks. You pick out the areas where you want to have your line be dark. On hair, you want to get to the point where when you're making strokes on drawing hair, that you've disciplined yourself to make short, quick strokes, leaving a hot point in the middle on hair. It's a real good practice because that's really how hair kind of works. There's usually a hot spot in the middle. So you want to make that be where the light's hitting. So it's in the middle of the hair. And another thing you can do that's really handy with hair is to have little pieces of hair that kind of separate from the main batch, so that it makes it look more like that the hair is a unit. And I'm putting a little hat on her here. Let's see, here do I have my big stump in there? Let's hit. Wait a minute. Yeah. Well, I'll shade with this stump. There we go. Paper stumps it's good to use them, get them dirty enough, because then you get a better shading job. Also, too, when you're drawing hair, you might have to kind of turn your book sometimes to kind of make it work so that your arm and hand are working in the direction that you're drawing the hair. So like here, for instance, if I want to get this hair to kind of look like it's sweeping out in this direction, I can turn the book so that my hand just naturally goes in that direction. Because it's not easy sometimes to get the hair to go in the directions that you are trying to draw in. And what I was saying about the pieces of hair, if you take, like, say, one piece of hair like that and just kind of throw it off of the main ones, that's a nice little touch that just makes it feel like that the entire body of hair is really realistic. It's little things. And then we see, you pick out your darks wherever the light's not shining straight strategically in on something. But with line work, it's good to vary it. So don't have all your lines be the same intensity. And so you look also for an opportunity to pick out stuff, make some parts of the drawing light, some parts of the drawing dark. This is also good for where the kneaded eraser, once again, can really help you, because that's going to take out some of the sketchy lines that you've done. And sometimes I've even gotten, I don't have one here today, but I've even gotten what you call a dusting brush to take some of the dirt out of the image. And that can be really helpful too. Trying to find my... Oh yeah, here we go. Trying to see if I could find a pencil sharpener here, the little tiny pencil sharpener. You're always going to find that you're going to always need a pencil sharpener at some point. It just seems to be the way things are. Especially with soft pencils. With soft pencils, you always run into a situation where the pencil is going to get dull and you need it to be sharp again, so you need to get a sharp. Now I'm going to give a little texture to this bodice, or whatever you want to call this. I love putting little patterns on things. It's a good thing I don't have to animate this. It'd be a lot of detail. Okay, so get that arm there. Going back behind her. Alright. And then the hair is going to come out. It's coming out that way. Probably have a nice bit of the hair back behind her here. You know, coming out here. Yeah. Maybe even going across her arm like that. That's good. Chris likes to do, a lot of the girls that he does have very large eyes, kind of almost like manga girls or anime girls. And yes, I am doing this in my big book. But I think you all probably knew that. So we can use the paper stump here to accentuate the highlights in the hair. And you can even use the stump to even help to draw the hair. So like you can get a kind of a wispy line on the hair that you can also draw right in. And I have to try to make sure it doesn't smudge in the wrong place. Alright, so then in here, it's a little navel. what you'd call that. A little thing to cover up. Let's see. There's his knees there. Coming down. Okay. Well, that's just kind of a neat opportunity right here when you're looking through this, so I could make that kind of dull in there. Same thing on here to give it kind of a luminescent quality here. That this is clearly a transparent thing. On her hands, maybe she's, the fingers are not. Once again, I think I mentioned this before, that on characters with hands, don't put the fingers all on the same line. Kind of break things up a little bit so that it's feels like the fingers are landing in different places. So I think it creates a more interesting image. And let's say she's got maybe some boots on here or something. And her feet's kind of different. And so I'd shade this maybe purely with the pencil, just so that it's kind of different. Because I want it to read differently, than the other, to have a different texture to it. So here I might even shade this a little differently. Maybe it's a little denser. So I want things to kind of be different textures or different tonalities. So you have that variation. So all the lines are not. So if everything is the same quality, and there's no variation. See, then it's not as. I don't think it's as interesting. So I can maybe give her a little bit of mascara or something. Okay. So you can see I took this little drawing here, and I sort of went off and did my own thing. So this is my homage to Mr. Sanders. I'll give him credit. Homage to Chris Sanders. If you're interested in this book, this is his 6th sketchbook, and I believe, I forget how you get it. These books. I know he sells these at the Comic-Con. Oh yeah, here we go. ChrisSanderArt.com is what he. It's how you get a hold of him. And then my book is through Art of Fiction Publications, and it's here it's mentioned that it's $11, but actually I sell it a lot of times for $10. But you can just go, you can get it through my, you can just contact me directly and just send me $10 and I'll send you the book. And, like I said, I'll do a drawing for you in the book if you want one of these. So my sketchbook has 60 pages, and it's not all girls. There's girls on some, but there's all sorts of drawings in here. So, I think you might like that. All right, then. Well, hey, have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time.